Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are healthy and well. Today we'll be reacting to Trump threatens Canada. Others with new tariffs over forced labor. Man, I ain't hear nothing about this at all. Where have I been? This is actually my first time hearing about this. Let's jump into this video. Wait. Before we jump into this video, I want to fact check. Oh, look, I had to. I want to fact check. Let's go ahead and there's just a few things I want to read up on so I could get a better view on this. Like, what do you mean forced labor? When I think of forced labor, I'm not really thinking of something so good. Like, I don't even really want to say what comes to mind. But yeah, like that's all I see when I think of forced labor. The Trump administration threat of new tariff means the U.S. is planning a 10% to 12.5% tax on imports from 60 countries, including Canada, using new legal argument that these nations, why does little thing keep popping up every time I want to hover? Like, all right, I'm gonna stay over here. That these nations fail to stop goods made with forced labor from entering the global supply chain. Like, Canada basically forcing people to work free labor, and Trump don't want those products in the U.S. Is that basically what that means? Now, I actually looked this up right here. Wait a minute. We got to scroll down just a little bit. Okay. It says, when a nation fails to stop goods made with forced labor. Wait, when a nation fails to stop goods made with forced labor from entering the global supply chain, it means their border enforcement is too weak to detect and block products made by modern day slaves, prisoners, or exploited workers from those products get shipped around the world. What? I ain't never hear about this a damn. Wait, word? What, Canadians? Can y'all please share your honest thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I don't know if this is all through Canada or if this is a false claim, because you know how it be. You know, I'm not about to go ahead and jump to conclusions and be like, be all extra and stuff. I'm not about to do that. And it's too hot, as a matter of fact. Let's jump right into this video. Here we go.
Is the new U.S. tariff a negotiating tactic?
Despite Tuesday's trade talks in Washington, Canada is now on a list of countries Donald Trump plans to hit with new tariffs.
This is not a surprise. It's something that the U.S. has been planning for a few months.
Just hours after...
the U.S. is notorious for like throwing tariffs on people. You know what I'm saying?
This is something that the U.S. has been planning for a few months.
Just hours after Canada's negotiating team emerged from meetings with U.S. officials, Trump's administration released a report accusing Canada and others of failing to crack down on goods made with forced labor. The U.S. now proposing an additional 10% levy, but exempting everything CUSMA compliant.
We support the overall objective, the U.S. action, I should say. And I would note that, in effect, how it's drafted for the vast majority of Canadian trade, it will not have an impact.
Carney's now promising new legislation to address forced labor in the coming weeks.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
But the Conservatives say far more needs to be done.
Will the government ban all products coming from the Xinjiang province and end slavery once and for all?
The Xinjiang province and end slavery once and for all? What the? Wait, what? What is going on over there? Not in Canada, like the Xinjiang. What is going on in that specific? I did some research before, and it told me that some parts of Canada are like highly prejudiced and this and that, and you know, I feel like that's everywhere. But this is something different. This is like what they got going on deep down in Georgia and stuff. You go to Georgia, bro? Is it like that? Like, you could see like the slave homes and all that, and there actually is people out there working in fields still. And you may catch them sometimes. Like, I'm so serious. Like, you could look it up, and you probably see it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It don't even matter. Is that kind of like what's going on in Canada, or is it something a little more different? Like, I might have to look into that a little bit more. But please let me know in the comments, guys. I'm just now hearing about this. Y'all probably been knew about this.
Products coming from the Xinjiang province and end slavery once and for all.
Canada has some of the most rigorous forced labor laws in the this Friday with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of China.
Others say what's really driving Trump's new tariffs is his desire to replace old ones he's no longer allowed to use.
That's what I'm saying.
Really, this is the response.
So he came up with a lie? Bro, I'm about to say, if he didn't come up with like, did he really just come up with a lie like that? Hold on.
He's no longer allowed to use.
Really, this is the response to the strike down by the U.S. Supreme Court of some of the emergency tariffs that President Trump brought in before. They were illegal.
This all unfolding as Trump revives his taunt about Canada becoming America's 51st state, a comment his ambassador amplified.
I seen that, and he did this recently.
Taking aim at the country he's posted in.
If actually you had a media that did its job, you would find out that as the president's representative to Canada, I present the president's views, the United States views to Canada.
Stop saying that. I truly dislike when Pete keeps saying something like that. Oh, I'm speaking for Trump. Oh, we know. That's how you get paid. You are unemployed if you don't speak on his behalf. You are to take his side 100%. Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're under a contract. You like, be quiet. You got to be a yes man. But stop involving the U.S. talking about I'm speaking for the country. Because now you're making us look bad. And about, I want to say a whopping 20 to 30 something % of Americans have transitioned to Canada and are in the current process of transitioning to Canada. That means a lot of people are catching on to the BS, man. You gotta stop like speaking for everyone for real. Because you're gonna have people like me telling you, nah, it's not what I said. How you say that? You know, like, don't speak for me. He must have thought nobody was gonna see this video when they recorded it.
The president's views, the United States views to Canada.
The key to all of this is that CUSMA is up for review on July 1st. Both Canada and Mexico issued letters saying that they want to renew the free trade deal for another 16 years, but they need the U.S. to agree to it. And at this point, it's not clear what the Trump administration wants to do.
But actually, Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc probably knows. He says he's received a letter from the Trump administration.
Yeah, Minister LeBlanc said, though, it's not up to Canada to disclose what the letter said, but that Ottawa looks forward to working on the shared priorities in that letter. The U.S. also wouldn't...
I'm sorry, everyone. So is this a whole lie that Trump made up, basically, to slap tariffs onto Canada because his old ones are basically no longer good? I need to see. What's up? What you mean? Hold on. Something ain't right. Alright, say like what? Listen, the short answer is no, it is not a complete lie, but yes, it is being used as a legal backdoor. Yeah, it's not like, you know, the Trump administration really care about the forced labor or the issues that's going on within the country. He's just trying to find some type of leverage to get over. Man, put these tariffs on them. Put the tariffs on. You see what issues they got. Like, oh my gosh. I'm just like reading, looking straight through them like a glass. This don't ever get old. I'm telling you, for real. I wonder how Canada will, like, you know, try to come up with some ideas to resolve these issues over time, because I know it'll get resolved. You know, it's just a lot of things that each country has to tackle, you know, can only do so much at one time, especially with all this back and forth drama holding things up. My goodness, Mark Carney has to attend so many speeches, so many, because he out here trying to attain, he trying to regain, he trying to build new relationships with people, bro. Because wait, the U.S. ain't really in the picture no more, like, not really reliable. Taking time away from the other stuff that should have been fixed. You see what I'm saying? So it's not Mark Carney's fault. It's not really like all of Canada's fault. I just feel like, you know, it's an issue that will eventually get fixed. But I don't like how they using that word though. Slave as in like Is that what's really going on? Or is it just like a term they're using because like it's forced labor or they're not getting paid or this or that? But they're not like getting treated like them, right? Like, I'm trying to understand more about that, and I don't want to have to keep going back to Google. I look like talking to the Google. Man, that's so lonely. I want y'all to, like, please inform me in the comments and educate me. I'll be sitting here like it's reading a book. I would go to the comments, please. Because, like, when you use that word, I'm getting an idea. Like, what you mean?
LeBlanc probably knows. He says he's received a letter from the Trump administration.
Cruelty?
Yeah, Minister LeBlanc said, though, it's not up to Canada to disclose what the letter said, but that Ottawa looks forward to working on the shared priorities in that letter. The U.S. also wouldn't tell us what the letter said, but the document is expected to lay out how the U.S. wants to move forward, either withdraw from the free trade deal, renew it, or keep talking, which would re-trigger the review process annually.
All right, Ashley, thanks for this. That's our Ashley Burke in Ottawa.
Man.
The trade in goods using forced labor is a global problem. And as Cheyenne Desjardins explains, for whatever reason the Trump administration has tied it to tariffs, Canada has been dealing with it long before Washington's new intervention.
Oh,
the Prime Minister is
like
defending.
this was an issue that's been going on, you know what I'm saying? And Mark Carney gonna be the one to really break the generational curses. Has he not already? And did. You know what I'm saying? Ben did that. Ben knew he was gonna crack the code eventually, you know? This man right here has the answers for his country. He's going to resolve all these problems eventually. And like I said, he's already marked down in history for how much stuff he already like started, how many new relationships he has built, how many relationships he actually fixed. Like, man, this man right here is really a legend. He's doing it for Canada.
Long before Washington's new intervention.
Like, it's hot, but it's not hot. And I'm not really sweating right now, but like, I feel like I can literally see the lights glowing on my skin right now. Like, I'm not sweating. It's why I don't know. It'd be the lights. Like, I'm not even sweating.
Has tied it to tariffs. Canada has been dealing with it long before Washington's new intervention.
The Prime Minister is defending Canada's record on combating forced labor.
Canada has a very strong legislative regime against forced labor in supply chains.
But also acknowledged there's more to do.
We want to use our influence to eliminate this practice of forced labor and child labor.
The Trump administration's latest tariff threat against dozens of countries, including Canada, accuses them of letting forced labor into their supply chains and now raises the stakes for tougher action. Canada has rules against bringing in goods produced by forced labor, and a committee tasked with reporting on the issue recently said it has not been made aware of, nor does it possess any information indicating that forced labor or child labor has occurred within its procurement activities or supply chain. But that doesn't mean it isn't there, according to this expert.
The current regime is definitely under-inclusive. We don't capture all the goods made out of forced labor that we should. The American regime is...
How do you know what's made out of forced labor? Like, how do you really know? Does that really make... I'm trying to, like, wrap my mind around that. How can you really tell, okay, this right here was made from a prisoner, or this was made from, you know, is it stamps where it's coming from? Are they able to see like who made what? I don't know. You know, my dad used to tell me a lot of stuff like that. Like, see, I'm not even sweating. That's weird. Like, my dad used to tell me a lot of stories like that of how, like, in prison you can have a job. You know, they be making Hanes t-shirts. They make the boxers and all that. They make toilets, like urinals, like all type of stuff. And you use it in today's world. People wear it, they use it every day, and it's stuff you don't even know. They don't even get recognized for it. You don't really get paid for it, honestly. I think you get a little compensation, but you don't get like minimum wage. Come on now, you know. They used to tell me about that.
We don't capture all the goods made out of forced labor.
But they getting paid though. So what did they mean by prisoners? How is there prisoners forced labor, but they're not making no money? Or they're getting paid really? Well, that's not forced. You're making money though. It isn't fair in a prison system. You see what I'm saying? But yet again, your money means nothing when you're in prison. That's why it's very little. So it's like your community service. It's like an act of service. But it's still enough money to save up and get by and buy commissary and figure it out, you know? cans of tuna, sardines, this and that. You know what I'm saying? To get yourself by while you're doing your time. That's all it's enough for. It's all, unless you get you a real job in there. Go cut hair or something. Go be a barber or something.
The current regime is definitely under-inclusive. We don't capture all the goods made out of forced labor that we should. The American regime is a little bit more stringent.
U.S. rules put the onus on importers to prove their goods aren't made with forced labor, instead of leaving it to border officials to prove violations. Statistics indicate that U.S. officials denied more than 6,000 shipments in 2024 alone. A report by the U.S. Trade Representative says between 2020 and 2026, Canadian authorities intercepted just 50 shipments and turned away 2.
Oh. What? That's not bad. That's not bad. But how are we able to tell what is illegal? Not illegal, but like it was forced labor. How are we able to tell that?
I don't think it's rocket science.
John McKay helped pass a bill in 2023 requiring companies to report possible forced labor.
I would have hoped that we would do something on our own. But Trump has put it into the mix for Kuzma negotiations because, as I say, it's hypocrisy heaped on hypocrisy heaped on hypocrisy.
Yeah, he used it to his leverage, basically. And, you know, it was something that Canada wanted to fix on its own, relatively under, like, behind the limelight, basically. Like, you know. And Trump put it out there. Oh! And we put 10% tariff. Goodness. Please share your honest thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for joining me today, man, to react to this ridiculous video. This is an update that I needed to hear about. I didn't know about this, actually. I truly didn't know about this, you know, but please feel free to inform me and educate us, the rest of the world, in the comments down below. Flood my comment section with some more videos for us to react to, especially some entertaining, you know, hilarious videos or something like that. Let's get some type of humorous videos on the channel. You know, I want to react to some funny videos. I feel like it's been a while since we actually cracked the laugh on this channel. Like, I mean, we laugh in every video, to be honest. I always find a way, like, I always find something to laugh at. But I mean, like, an actual, like, comedy video or something. I feel like it's been so long, man. My goodness. Stay safe. Please feel free to follow the Twitch in the description down below. Actually, you might as well just follow the Kick. Follow the Kick for the live streams down below in the description. If you already follow my Kick, stay tuned. You know, I'm going to go live on there, and I'm just going to give everyone the information. You know, notice that I will not be going live on there anymore. We're going over to Kick, but you can always catch my content on YouTube. Stay safe. I love you all. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, and what are some ways that Canada may be able to fix this, you know? We got some geniuses out there that just don't work within the government. Let me know. Drop your ideas in the comments down below. You never know. It may get used one day. And how in the world is the U.S. able to detect forced labor goods? Y'all gotta let me know this, please. Please.